I'm Sean Canning, Principal Architect at 1070 Architecture, and today you're watching our Design Rewind video series. This is a series where I turn back the clock on my own career and take a look at some of my earliest projects as an architect in San Diego. As usual, we're going to break these videos down into three parts. First, we're going to look at the client brief, then we're going to do an in-depth breakdown of the design, and finally, I'm going to conclude and let you know what happened with the project and what happened with the clients. Today, we're going to be looking at the Oceanside residence. So this was my first project in Oceanside. I actually had only been working in San Diego probably for like 3 years. I didn't know really anything about Oceanside, anybody in Oceanside. I didn't know how far Oceanside was from San Diego where I was living. This is the home right here. So it's a 2-story home right about there. And the project scope of work was an exterior design, including a patio, an exterior kitchen, a spa area, and complete design of the entire backyard. And you can see there's really not a lot going on in this backyard over here. The project zoning was single family, and the biggest challenge on this project was that it was a landscape design, and that's definitely not something that I do, and it's definitely not something I do anymore. Ultimately, the project did end up coming out good. I'll save some of that information to the end of this. But if this same project was going to come across my desk today, I would probably recommend a landscape designer for this project. And we work with Branch Out Landscapes and Brookside Design, and they're probably two of the best landscape, softscape, and hardscape designers in the city, or in the county, I should say. So this would be a slam dunk referral for them. But at the time when I started my career, I was taking on smaller projects like this. So let's jump into this a little bit. This area here, this represents the existing home. So that whole box right there is just the existing home. And what we designed was this trellis area over here. And that trellis was partially supported by a exterior pizza kitchen, which is right here. Then we have this little circulation path, which leads to the seating area, a bocce ball court across here, and you could come down here and walk over here, and now you have a little jacuzzi area in the corner here, with some landscaped areas here. Now, what you're seeing with these, here's another view of that bocce ball court with the jacuzzi area. And here's the simple privacy screen trick of cypress trees. So fences have height restrictions. Cypress trees do not have height restrictions. So cypress trees can make a very good vegetative barrier or vegetative screen. So what I was trying to do here is the lot was like, let's call this 0 feet. Here we're at like 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, and here we're up 4 feet. So the lot just kind of sloped down a little bit in the back, and I didn't really know how to handle that at the time. So what I did was I basically just started to use those contours to divide the different areas of the lot. And that's why you see the change in material. So we have kind of like a hardscape here. We have like a decomposed granite here, and then we're back to softscape over here. This was a view from that exterior dining area over. So we're looking like over into that backyard area. Here's the pizza oven. And here we can walk out towards that sitting area, that living room area. Here's the dining table. And you can see kind of the exterior kitchen in the background. And then we have this big bar area over here. And the trellis is a combination of metal posts and metal beams with some wood that sits in between. And you may notice this minor detail here. I noticed looking back at this, is this doesn't necessarily line up with this. And what that is I had actually set these at different angles. So this is at a slight angle here, and this one is not at a slight angle. So that's what you're seeing here. Maybe if I have a top view, it'll show it a little better. But I just did this to create different shading. Here's that view as you come out the door of the home, and you can kind of see that jacuzzi area. And this is one of the construction drawing sheets that I had provided the client as part of the deliverables. So we have that little rendering I started the presentation with, full site plan over here, foundation plan, so what size to build these footings to do this, framing plan, so now we have all of our beams indicated here. And I think this was the landscaping plan. I may have hired a consultant to do some of the species to call some of these out, because that's definitely not my forte. I don't remember if I did these myself. At this point in my career, I was probably crazy enough to try to specify all of these species, so I may have done it. This is an elevation looking back at the house, and you can see we have 1, 2, 3 posts, but we do not have a post on the end because I'm actually tying that trellis into the brick oven. And these posts are actually set here. They actually go through, but they're basically, they give the appearance that they're set in that bar area. And here's a landscaping plan I provided. And the reason I say I may have actually done this myself is because something like this, where you have each species represented with a photo, is not something most landscape designers would do. And I think I probably just did this because I didn't know what these species look like until I put this whole diagram together. So in conclusion, I'd actually lost track with the homeowners after this project. I remember they were very design-minded, but their budget was very tight, and they didn't have kind of a deadline for this project. So it was going to be something they were going to put together over the next couple years. When I did look this project up on Google Earth, I did not see the trellis. So I don't think they ever built this, and I'm not 100% sure they went and pulled the permit for this project. So back then, we wouldn't pull the permits for these types of projects. We would give the drawings to the clients, and the clients would pull the permits. So I'm not 100% sure if they ever did that, but I am pretty sure they did not build the trellis. And if they didn't build the trellis, they may have not built all this landscaping. So I remember the clients being very happy with the design, but ultimately we lost track of each other, and the project, I'm not sure how far they pushed the project forward after I completed my contract. So anyway, I hope you liked this project. This is basically my first and last endeavor at landscape design. Anything beyond this is just me showing where I want a focal point tree or an accent tree, and then I pass it off to a consultant who we work with. But anyway, I hope you like my first and only landscape design project here on this Design Rewind series. Tune in next month, and we'll have another Design Rewind video for you. So if you have a comment about this, drop it in the YouTube comments. As always, you can see these videos on YouTube. You can check us out on Instagram at 1070architecture.com. Like and subscribe to this YouTube video. Go to 1070architecture.com if you want more information about the business. And finally, if you want to reach out to me directly, you can send an email to info@1070architecture.com. Okay, thanks for watching.